In this lesson, we will cover the advertising rules set forth under Rule 520-1-.09. Let's start with a couple of definitions. This rule defines advertising or advertisement as any method, manner, or activity conducted to inform the general public of real estate for rent, lease, sale, or exchange. Media includes photos, print, broadcast, and internet outlets. Examples of this are magazines, newspapers, posters, flyers, billboards, business cards, videos, radio, signs, and television. Licensees also advertise via directional, sold, for sale, and for lease signs. There are many other examples of media, such as social media and billboards, and our list is just a sampling. For example, John Duck is a broker in Savannah. He advertises a historic building for sale in a local history magazine and also creates a social media campaign to get the word out to local agents and brokers. This means John advertised using magazines and social media channels. Now, let's go through advertising rules outlined in the law. First and foremost, misleading advertising that misrepresents real estate property is strictly prohibited. Licensees who witness false or misleading advertising should take steps to prevent it. For example, Brian has a sales agent who submits advertising copy for a local newspaper. The ad is for a studio apartment with a view facing an alley and dim lighting. Brian has seen pictures of the apartment and is surprised to read in the ad that it allegedly has bright natural lighting and a view of the cityscape. He reprimands the agent and orders him to retract the ad since it contains misleading advertising. Next, written permission to advertise is required prior to advertising property for rent, sale, lease, or exchange. A licensee can't advertise any real estate unless they have written permission from the owner or the owner's authorized agent. For example, Vanessa Roker is a sales agent in Butler, Georgia. She would like to put together a social media campaign to help move a property that isn't selling. She must get the written permission of the owner to do so. This is typically written into the listing agreement. Next, discriminatory advertising is prohibited. A licensee cannot advertise a property using references to a certain color, race, sex, familial status, handicap, religion, or national origin. For example, Alma Solaris is the broker for a landlord renting a 2-bedroom apartment in Atlanta. The landlord prefers to rent to African American renters only and asks Alma to include that in the advertising. Alma informs her client that it is a violation of the real estate laws in Georgia and she will not be able to comply with his request. Internet advertising has specific rules to follow. Any internet advertising must contain the name and telephone number of the licensee's brokerage on each web page, with limited exceptions. If the brokerage has a trade name or franchise name, it has to be included prominently in the advertising. Additionally, when advertising specific real estate in any format, brokers must include the firm name and telephone number. This should be the firm name registered with the commission and a telephone number. There's an exception where local laws forbid using the firm's name on certain signage. Finally, licensees cannot advertise as principals. A licensee can't advertise real estate in such a way as to indicate that the offer to buy, sell, rent, or exchange real estate is from a private individual rather than a licensee. All advertising by licensees under a broker, including salespersons, associate brokers, and community association managers, must be directly supervised by the broker and include the name of the firm. This means that licensees cannot advertise the services of real estate under their own name. In addition to the specific rules above, whenever contacting members of the public, licensees must identify themselves as a licensee. For example, Joyce O'Keefe is a sales agent in Bowman, Georgia. She decides to go through a list of prospects that she has purchased to see if anyone is interested in buying or selling a home. Joyce poses as a survey taker in an attempt to build up a list of warm prospects. This is a violation of the law for advertising. This lesson covered the rules for real estate advertising practices in Georgia. Now that you have a better understanding of the basics, you should be better prepared to practice ethical and legal advertising for your client.